Hello guys, welcome to another video on ALX Software Engineering Program. Today we'll be working on the project O0x00 Shelf Navigation. The first thing I want you to do is to go to the resource section. It is very important because it will give you a grasp of the full understanding of this project. So I'm going to open the first link on the new tab, the one with Linux Navigations. So here I am. So here, if you look at this section, right, this is like a folder. So this is what the parent folder. In the parent folder there are some items here in the front folder. If you look at home has a name, home as the name of the folder, and there is another child folder right inside the home folder. So basically this is what they want you to understand here is how to navigate from one folder to the other using the Linux shell. Okay, if you look at this here, right, you will see this command pwd. Make sure you read this, right? So what pwd is a command that lets you know your present working directory. Let's see it in action, right? So here is my local terminal. So if I run the command pwd enter, you can see it's telling me I'm in the folder home/swaggersoft. Just like how you've seen here, the command was run pwd and it's telling the user that you are in home/me. Okay, if you scroll down, you will see another command that is being run here, which is lx. So the lx is to list the item in the current folder. So you can see this command was run and you can see we're having desktop, homes, food.tsc, and all these elements are in the current folder. Similarly, if I go to mine and I run lx, you can see I am having all these items here in the current folder. If you scroll down, you will see another command, cd, right? What cd means is to change directory. So if you look at the command here, we have cd and name of folder, right? Cd can work with only folders, not files. So the cd command is navigating to us/bin. So the user will be taken to the folder us/bin. You can see after this command was run, the user now run another command which is pwd, and it's telling the user is in the folder user/bin, and looks what is there. These are the items that are there. So let's see some basic example. You can see I already have some folders here. Okay, so what if I navigate to the folder called snap? So if I go to the folder called snap, you can see the snap here. Here's the snap. So if I do cd snap, you can see I am now in the folder snap. Another way to know if you are in the folder is to run the command present working directory and you press enter. You can see I am in the folder home swaggersoft/snap. And if you do lx, you can see what you have in the current directory. So if we go back, you can see the same command is being used here, cd us/bin, and list the present working directory. So this is just Blake's explanation of the actions that happens here. Okay, so make sure you read all the content of this page and make sure you put them into practice. Run it on your terminal or on the online terminal or the cloud terminal which you'll be given. Make sure you run it and make sure everything is working. So I'm going back to the project directory. In the second line it says looking around, so I'm going to open this in a new tab, close the previous one. Okay, so if you look at this, right, remember we used this command previously which is lx, and here it's telling that lx is to list the files in the working directory, just as you've seen here. I run a command recently. You can see this is ls. It lists all the elements in the current folder. So you don't necessarily need to go into a folder before you can actually see what is in that folder. Okay, you know, ls allow you to see what is in a folder. So now you can see this command ls/bin. So what the user is doing here is what you want to list every item in the bin folder. Okay, we can do that example. We can do same example here. So I want to see everything in the Opera folder. You can see the Opera folder, for example. So what I will do is ls-opera. If I do list, you can see the only item there is what current. Okay, so another thing you should take note of is ls-l. So what this does is what it lists all the files in the working directory in long format. Okay, so let me clear this first. If I do ls, you can see the item are actually listed. They are listed for sure. But if I do ls-l, you can see this is in a list format. So the -f flag means that you want to see the item in a list format. You can see every folder is being listed here. It's even alphabetically. You can see this is A, B, C, D, F, and so on. Okay, so you can also apply the same command, right, to see to list the item in a list folder of a particular folder. Then you can see there's another command which is ls-al, which is what the al flag. So what this does is what it lists all files, even ones with names beginning with period character, right? So basically it lists all hidden files. So let me do an example. Let me go out of this folder. Let me go out here. Let me clear this. So if I do ls here, you can see some things are showing, right? But let me create a file. Called .example. Okay, there's no vi, there's no vim. Okay, let me run this one. .example. Okay, so I'll just enter anything. So now you can take note of file which is .example. But if I do ls, you can see this file is not showing, right? If I even do ls-l, you are not seeing the file. Where is it? But if I run the command ls-al, you can see it shows all hidden file. Remember I created a file called .example. You can see this is the file .example, and some other hidden file are also showing, the one with torpedo. So it basically means show every single file in this folder. Okay, let me clear my screen. So what this does is what show all hidden file in a list format in all folder. Okay, another thing I want you to take note of, you can see when you list a file, right, you see some properties of the file. So you can see the file, this item are being listed in a folder, and you can see this file name here is what the name of the file. This is the name of the file. Okay, so these are the names of the file. Then the modification time. So this is the modification time. This shows when the files were being modified. Okay, this one is the name, right? Why we have the size of the file, right? So here is the size of the file. You can see the file, the size of the first file, which is weather.txt, is what 576 bytes. Then another one is the group, right? So this is the group. This is what? The group. And another one here is owner. So this is what? The owner. This is what? The owner. And this one is very important, right? This is the file permission. Who has the right to read this file? Who has the right to execute this file? Is it based on the group, the owner, and so on, and others? Okay. So if I do ls now, for example, right? Okay, sorry, let me do ls-l. Now you can see, let me use the first folder as an example. So look at the first folder, right? It says Anaconda. So this is what the name of the folder. Here you can see this is November 2nd at 09:51. This shows when the file was last modified. Okay, and this here is the size of the contents in the folder. This is the size of what? The folder. And this is the group, right? And this here is the owner. So take note, this is the group and this is what? The owner. Okay, so and here you see this 28 is saying that this is telling us that there are 28 files inside the folder Anaconda. And here is the what? File permission. File what? Permission. We are going to get there shortly, probably in another one. I'm going to touch on that, whereby you will know who has the right to read, write, execute, both for the user, the owner, and others. Okay, so that's for that. So you can see there are some other command here which you can see less. You can see less is a program that lets you view a text, that lets you view text file. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I have a text file. So if I do lex, and there's a file here called simon.txt. So if I do like, you can see it's printing the text. It's printing the text in the word that file. Okay, so that's basically what this command is doing. So these are actually pretty straightforward. Ensure you read everything that is here. Make sure you practice them and put them into consideration. So next we'll be going to the quiz section, and I will see you in the quiz section. Before we move further to the quiz section, there is one more link left, which is manipulating files, right? So if you open this in a new tab, there are different ways you can manipulate what? A file. So the cp command what is to copy. You can see that here. The cp command what is to what? Copy. Why? The mv is to move or rename files and directory. The remove is to what? Remove files and directory. Why? The make mkdir is to create a directory. Okay, so I'll just touch basic example. Okay, let me touch basic example here. So I'm going to clear this. So let me create a directory first, and this directory I'm going to call it example. Okay, so I want to go into that folder, which is what? Example. So if you look at the first command here, you see what? cp is to copy files or directory. So let me just create a simple file. You can see I have created a file called what? Simple. So now what if I want to copy this file? So I will just do cp, then the name of the file, then to the new name I want to copy it. So I will just do simple2. Okay, so if I press enter and we'll do ls, you can see I now have what? Simple1 and simple2. Okay, so now the mv, it says it move or rename file. So what this means, I can move a file from another folder to this folder, or I can use it to rename a particular file. So let's say for example I want to rename the file simple2. So what I will do is mv, the name of the file, and I want to rename it what to simple 5. So I'll just do mv, the name of the file is simple 2 and the new name simple 5. So if I do enter and we'll do ls, you can see the simple 2 file has been renamed to simple 5. So another command here is to remove. What if I want to delete the simple 5 file? So what I will do is then the name of the file, which is simple what file. So if I press enter and do ls now, check what I have in the current directory, you can see I only have one file, which is what simple. Okay, so you can see basic command. This is actually a copy. They are copying something from .html and a destination. I think I just practiced that just now. So there are some time you want to use wildcard. Okay, so there are some time you want to use wildcard. So for example, if you do cp/star, it means copy what everything. You can see it here. It means what mash everything. So and why this one mean, if you use the question mark, it means mash any characters. Okay, and you can also mash any character by using any of these here. Okay, so these are the pattern here. The pattern -g p-stage. So this is if you want to mash a particular file, you want to actually mash anything, this is the pattern you're going to use. Okay, and these are the word property. So ensure you read this and make sure you put them into practice. So I have shown this before, which is the cp from file 1 to file 2. This is how to copy a file or copying a file to a directory, you understand? So these are the command here. This is also to move file to one file. I basically practice this to change the file name to another just now. So that is all. Then this, make sure you read this part. Be very careful when you are deleting, when you are using rom. rom is a command to delete. So you can see about some few minutes ago I deleted the file simple 5, the name of the file, and this file that have been deleted, it doesn't have a recycle bin or a trash. Once you use the rom command to delete a file, it is gone forever. It is not stored anywhere. So the file has been lost and it cannot be recovered. So it's very, very important you put this into consideration. So alright, that is all for this video. I'll see you in the quiz section. Yeah guys, welcome to the quiz section. So the first quiz, which is quiz 0, is saying which command should you use to rename or move a file or a directory. Definitely you can see this is the command, we've used it already. Okay, so the next one says which command should you use to create a directory. So this is the command mkdir. Okay, so the next one says which command should you use to change a directory. Definitely you should know is this command to use or to change a directory. Then question 3, it says which command should you use to list all files of your current folder. Definitely you should know this is the command to use. And another one, which is question 4, it says which command should you use to delete a directory. This is it. Okay, so for question 5, it says which command should you use to copy a file or a directory. You should know this is the command to use to do that. Okay, so question 6 says which command should you use to delete a file or a directory. You should know this is it. Then question 7, it says which command should you use to display the current part of your current directory. This is it. Okay, pwd. So question 8 says, which command should you use to create an empty file? This is it, tosh. When you use tosh, you use it to create what? An empty file. Let me scroll down. The last one, which is question 9, it says, which command should you use to display the content of a file? This is it, less. We use it to display the content what of a file. So alright guys, that is the end of the quiz section. I will see you in the task section. Hello guys, welcome to the task section. So this is task 0. Before you start working on a task, I ensure you to read the requirements. It's very important, and the general notification. Make sure you read all these things and make sure you practice them, put them into consideration. So alright, we'll be going to the task section, and this is task O. What you need to do is to navigate to either your terminal or through your web terminal. So I'm going to click on the sandbox. You can see here sandbox. See, if I go to my sandbox and it's opening a new tab. Okay, so what I want to do is to click on this web terminal, this button here. You can see this one is to click on this web terminal. You can also use SSH. Okay, this you can use SSH, but for now I want to use what? The terminal. So I'm going to click on it and it's going to open a new tab. So what, this is my what? Terminal. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, I have zoomed in 200%. So this is my what? Web terminal. So if you go back to the project folder, and in the project folder you can see they said change what? It said access your sandbox, which we've done that already, and it said change your working directory to root. So to change your working directory, you need to run the command cd slash what? root, which is root. Cd slash root, and you press enter. So you can see if I type pwd, you can see I'm in the root what? Folder. That is how you know what? You're already in the root folder. Then it went ahead, you see, then create an empty file, and the file name should be what? So cool. So you want to create an empty file. So if you do ls, first of all, what is here? Okay, so you can see, let's say you should create an empty file. This is the empty file. It says what? So cool. This is what? Empty file. So to create that empty file, you need to run this command tosh so underscore cool. If I press enter, it will tell me file already exists. Okay, yeah, even created the file again, so it replaced the previous file. So the tosh command will create what? An empty file. So if you do ls, you should see that file. So cool. So when you're done with that, the next thing to do is to click on this your check and run and start a new test. So when you are done, you will see that everything will be successful, and this button here will be green, which is this one. This one will become green. That shows you have successfully completed what? The task. So let me remove this. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to move to the next task. For the next task, it say access your sandbox, which you've done. Change your directory, change your working directory to /root. You can see if I clear this pwd, you can see we're already in the root folder. So you see, then copy the file school to what? Temp. So to copy the file school to temp, and this is what you need to do: cp the file school what to /temp. To locate temp, you need to do like this. So if you run this command, you press enter, the file school will be copied to what? Temp. So I'm not going to press enter, but definitely if you run that command, you will see the file school will be copied to what? Temp. So, and when you've done that, you want to click on your checker, check your code, click on this, start new testing. Once everything is done, this done here will be highlighted with light green color. So next, you want to move to the next task, which is task 2. It says access your sandbox, change your working directory to root. Okay, so if you look at this, you can see we're already in the root folder. pwd tell you what you are in the root folder, and in the root folder it says then rename the file old underscore school to new underscore school. So to do that, right, remember the command we use where we're actually practicing with my terminal, with my local terminal here. You can see this command I run here. So it renamed the file. So to do that, you need to do mv old school, old underscore school to what? New underscore school. So if you run this command, it's going to rename the file old school to new school. You can see I've already done that already, and that's why you're seeing this here. You're seeing the file new school. So once you are done with this, next you go to your code, your project web, and click on the check your code. Click on testing. Once everything is okay, you're gonna say green. Yes, you can run it. Let me run it so that you see. So once everything is okay, you're gonna see green, but the moment something is wrong, you're going to see what? Red. So you can see mine is all checks are green, and you can see the congratulations message here. It says all tests passed successfully. So if we go to task 3, it says change your working directory to /root. So where are we? pwd. We're in the root already. Okay, then it said then move the file not here to temp/write school. Okay, so to do that, so if you do ls, mine, I don't have that file because it has been moved already. So to move that file, but yours, if you do ls, you should see that file in your current working directory. So to move that file, we need to do mv, then look at the name. It says not underscore here, so you need to type it, the name of the file, not underscore what? Here, space. Then you can see where are we moving it to? We are moving it to what? /tmp/write school. So I'm moving it towards write school, but there's another folder which is tmp and what? Write school. So let us do that. So this should be what? /tmp/what? write underscore school. So if we run this command, you can see we move the file not here what to tmp school. So if you press enter, it's going to be moved. I'm not going to press enter because I moved that already and the file is not there. So, however, you can see if the file is here by doing ls tmp/write underscore school. You press enter. Okay, so if the file is here, you are going to see the file if it exists here, if you move it already. So when you are done, you click your checker, check your code, and start a new test. Immediately everything is done, it should be successful. You see a green label printing successful. So for task 4, what you want to do is to change your directory to what? The working directory, which is pwd. Okay, we're already there, and what they want us to do is to then delete the file ready to be removed. Delete the file ready to be removed. So how do we delete the file? So to delete the file, we need to do rm and the name of the file. Okay, ready to be what? Removed. So you should type the name of the file, ready to what? To be removed. So if you run this command enter, right, it's going to delete that file. So but mine, the file does not exist, and that's why it's telling me no such file or directory. But when you have successfully removed that file, to check if that file still exists, you need to do ls. You can see in mine the file does not exist. So what I would do is to click on my checker, check your code, and start test. Immediately everything is good, we are going to see a green label. The next one is what? Organization is a key, which is 5 question task 5. So you say access your sandbox and go to your working directory. We've been doing this. So it says then create a directory. School is amazing. So you can see we are already in what? Our working directory, which is root. So to create a directory, you need to do mkdir, then school underscore is amazing. So immediately you run this command, you are going to create a directory, right? So if you look here, you see I've already created that directory already. So the moment you are done with that, you should click on check your code. Okay, so once you click on check your code, and everything will be what? Successful. So for task 6, which is the last one, you want to go to what? Your working directory, which is /root, then remove the directory empty directory. So to do that, you should do what? rm, right? But if you rm, and sorry, let me ensure the name of the empty directory. Let me just copy the name. Okay, empty directory. Okay, so if you try to remove the directory like this, it will not work. It's going to tell you this is what? A directory. So because if you want to remove a directory, you should add a flag, which is what? -arrow. Sorry about that. -arrow, and it's going to delete the directory. The reason for that is recursively, because if there's any file inside, you want to delete the folder as long as all the files inside the folder. So if you run this command, you should delete the folder empty directory. So the moment you are done, you want to come here and click on check what? Your code. So when you are done, you are going to see this button, this done will be highlighted. So that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching the project Navshell Navigation 0x00. I'll see you in another video. Thank you.